Hello, my name is Oliver Glanz. I'm a professor of Old Testament at Andrews University. In this tutorial I would like to show you how to get started with Logos Bible software. That is how to open texts, how to arrange texts in such a way that it serves your research or study purpose, and then finally how to save that specific type of arrangement that you like so much in order to resume your work at any moment. Let's go here to our virtual machine and fire up Logos. Now, one thing that you will notice right away, especially when you have compared this tutorial with my accordance tutorials, or when you see your friend firing up accordance on his or her machine, that it takes a lot of time for Logos to start up, significantly more time than accordance. Now, the hardware configuration that I'm running on this machine is identical to the hardware configuration that I'm using for my accordance tutorials. So this is real-time slowness, and it's related to how Logos Bible software is programmed and how the resources are how they were linked to each other. Now, one of the reasons for starting up so slowly is because Logos that's the default behavior, wants you to see the home screen, what they call their home screen at first. Well, since this tutorial is particularly addressing seminary students, pastors, theologians, trained seminarians, we are really not having any use out of this home screen. It's rather distracting and is preventing us to get directly to our work. So you go here to Program Settings and make sure that you click this whole home screen startup off. So here up there, Generals, at Startup Open 2, make sure that you don't click on Home, but that you choose either Any or Local. The difference between Any or Local is that when you, on your local machine, shut down Logos, it will start up, next time you'll start up on the same machine, it will start it up with the same configuration display setup that you have used previously. When you click on Any, the same, what I just said, the same thing applies, but it applies to any of the machines on which you have Logos installed. So let's say you are having a particular text display set up on your machine in your office. You shut down your computer in your office, then you go home, you start up your laptop, you open Logos, it will launch exactly the same display that you have used when you were working in your office. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just using local. The next thing that you want to switch off is actually the sounds. So the default is here on yes, go to no, because it's just now the distracting thing of the Logos default behavior. Okay, so now you will see that we should be able to launch Logos 7 still slowly. It's still slow, but we will launch it much faster. Once Logos is running, it's ready to go. Okay, here we are. No loading of the home screen anymore. Now, there are two ways of opening text. Basically there are three, but I'm only talking about two here. You click on the library, where you get access to all audiobooks. You can, skim through them, or you just type in into this library search box the abbreviation or the first line of your resource. Then you just click on the title of the resource and it's going to open. So here we are. The other way of opening text is using the command line, something that I prefer to do because it's much faster and there's less clicking involved. So for example, BHS, Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia, I get my correct resource suggested and I'm good to go. And let's open the Nestle Aland. Nestle 28th edition. Here we go. Now you can now move those texts any direction, anywhere on the screen. You can also allow them to float over your screen. So now you have basically, when you click on float this panel, you have now two Logos installation, so to say, or programs open. So if you have a split screen, or if you have two screens, two monitors attached to your machine, that's a very handy feature. So again, let's open Nestle Alarm 28. Here it is, double clicking, and let's have all those texts presented to us in parallel. Good. So once we have presented them in or arranged them in such a way that that we really enjoy, I suggest to prepare those texts in a further way. You see here visual filters. Usually the default on visual filters has resources clicked on, and it has also here community notes clicked on. This is again something that is just how to say distracting, especially if you know your text well, and if you have theological training. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you also click those things away. So and get as close as possible to how actually your print edition looks like. So what we're doing, you see here all these little gray signs. Joseph, it says Joseph, husband of Mary, of course we know that. Or here, let's see, community knows, show community knows. You could click on that and see what the community thinks about that phrase. So this is really just distracting. So what you want to do is click these things off. So resources off, community notes are off, the same here too. And now we have prepared your text in such a way that it resembles more or less your print edition, and you can really start working. Okay, good. So that's number one. Number two that you want to do in preparation of working with those texts is you want to sync or link those texts in such a way that the text that you want to scroll parallel are scrolling parallel. How do you do that? You go here to your book sign, then click on link set, and then choose a letter, for example A. If you want to have the ESV scroll together with the Nestle Aland, you know, you see here I'm scrolling on Matthew, nothing happens in the Nestle Aland text. If I want to have the Nestle Aland's text go along with the ESV, I click here on link set and also give it the same letter. So now I'm here on letter A, and you can see when I'm scrolling now in the Nestle Aland text, the ESV goes along, and the same the other way. If I'm clicking on our ESV, the Nestle Aland goes along. So let's also do the same here for the BHS, and click here on A. So of course the BHS is not going to move because we're at this moment in the book of Matthew in the New Testament. But if we go to the Old Testament, Genesis 1, you'll see that now our BHS text is scrolling with the ESV, and the Nestle Aland text is out of sync, or is not going with us. Now that's number two. Number three that you want to do is you want to adjust your font size. So you do that again by clicking on the book sign, and then you can just move this slider over this bar until you find the type of font size that works for you. You can do this with each of those texts. So this is how you open texts. This is how you arrange your text display. Now let's say you really like this text display. You want to save it for later work. You don't want to pull up all these texts manually each time you're working on these texts. So for that purpose, you click here up here on layouts, and then you see here now. Now basically says this is the display that you're having now. You see here kind of a screenshot of your display. Then you say save as, and then you give it a name. So let's give this name 000 tutorial. And what you'll see now is that under saved layouts, your 000 tutorial text pops up. So let's alter this text to just show you that this actually works. So the only thing that we're having open now is the BHS. But if we want to get back to our saved layouts, we go to our saved layout, we go to layouts, and then just pick the layout we have saved, for example this one, and we should be back now with on the left our BHS, middle ESV, and then here our Nestle Aland text. One final thing, you see when you want to get morphological information, for example here about Christu, you see that popped up automatically at the bottom left of your text. You see this noun genitive. Let's move down here. Katos. Here it gives you the information: conjunction, adverbial comparative, and then the lexical form katos, and then a minimalist gloss, as or just as. The same here also in the Hebrew text. If you go here, for example, to ha-adama, down there you see the article ha, and then adama, and then morphological information, and then finally the gloss. Since I've used the Kazulke, the Bosma and Osting, Postma Osting dictionary, you'll see both a German gloss as well as a English gloss, world, territory, but then also Erdboden, Grundbesitz. Okay, well, this is all that I wanted to show you here. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Bye.